Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm just gonna do a little quick update. I haven't made a video in like a couple days, so just gonna do a little quick update. But remember, please drop a like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and let's get right into it. Since last week, I basically deposited another $700. So my goal was to get around $5,000 in margin to get up because in the beginning of the year, I think I was like up to 20,000, maybe even more in margin use. Because if you look into my portfolio year to date, I was well into the 40 to 50, almost 60, I think almost close to 60,000 at one point into the November of last year. My portfolio was into the 50s, so I was margining out like 50% or a little less than 50% of my portfolio. But as the market continued to drop and drop and drop, I was getting closer and closer to getting margin called. My margin, there's this thing on Robinhood, there's a margin maintenance line. So let's say if right now I was margined out all the way, right? Like I was using all the margin available. There would be like a line right here, like a dashed line, like going across the screen with a exclamation point, saying that if I was to cross that line and was to stay under that line for the trading day, then I would have to deposit money to get out of that. If not, then I would be in a margin call. And of course, if you're a margin call, they could force you to sell off the stock to pay off the margin that you owe, because obviously you're borrowing money, and the Robinhood doesn't want you to lose their money. They don't care if you lose your own money, but if you're borrowing money and they start losing their money, oof, they don't care what you do. They don't care if you're down 99%. They will sell off all your freaking stocks just to get their money back. That's what they care about. They don't care about you. So that's why margin is very dangerous, especially in these kind of markets where the market is just unstable, super volatile. There's big moves like today, where there could be a big move to the upside and then boom, out of nowhere, downside, and then you can be margin called if you were margined out to that extent. So you got to be careful for that. But my goal was to get on around 5,000 under $6,000. I did achieve that by the end of the year, and my next check I'll probably be into the mid 4,000, so that'll be pretty nice. And in terms of buying, I'm honestly not really in a rush to buy. I haven't bought in a while. I think we can see the history around here. When's the last time I bought? I bought 2 months ago, and it was the last thing that I bought was Ethereum. So that was a long time ago. And I do believe that next year will be a better buying opportunity. I think, or at least that the market will stay around this point. I don't think it will go any higher than it already has. I believe that the market will stay around this and or go lower. So I'm not really in a rush to buy anything. I'm more of just trying to get my margin down a lot, maybe even like zero it out, so I don't have to be in margin anymore, and I'll probably never go back to using margin. I'm only using a margin account just so I can get instant access to my money as soon as I deposit it. But before, I was like, I was like in the bull run. We were making so much money because of the margin. I was like, I have $50,000. I have 30, 40, $50,000. Why not just borrow 10,000, 20,000? It will freaking like balloon my gains, right? But of course, as soon as I start using it, the freaking market goes down to crap. But yeah, that's the main goal for me. The main goal is to, in fact, just lower my margin. And I want to buy basically these babies right here. These bottom three. Amazon, Meta, Tesla. I want to get these babies up. Right now, I barely have any money in them. Under 100, especially Tesla. Tesla was just basically free. But Amazon, 157. I want to get that baby up to $1,000 ASAP, right? ASAP. And I believe I have such a big opportunity, a long opportunity. I think I have at least until summer, if not the whole of next year. I believe like the next earnings, we're going to start seeing a big drop in earnings, especially since I read I read something about like as soon as they start increasing interest rates, you don't really see the effect of that in the businesses or economy until about a year and a half after. So I think by the next couple, maybe not the next quarter, maybe, well, I mean, obviously I think that the next quarter we'll still see a little downturn, but I think after next quarter earnings, we might see a steep, like start seeing a steep decline in earnings, in which obviously the when the earnings go down, that means you're gonna have to start readjusting P's and everything, because they're not making as much profits as they were before. So we might start seeing the PE ratios start going up. So that means, boom, we're gonna have to see prices go down because they're not valued correctly. And boom, I think after the next quarter, the 2 quarters after the next quarter, so the next 3 quarters, we might really see a big drop in earnings. Also, we might start seeing unemployment go up. I mean, yeah, unemployment go up. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. But if we start seeing that, as soon as we start seeing that, that's when the Fed's gonna start being more cautious about how they increase their interest rates. Because if the unemployment does not move at all or whatever, it doesn't matter, then they'll keep increasing interest rates and keeping them high until they achieve their goal. And their goal right now is to get inflation down to under 3% or under 4%, to keep it around 2-3%. So they will try to do that as quickly as possible without ruining the economy, or at least they think without ruining the economy, and without bringing the unemployment up. So that's what they're going to do. So for me, I think we might have all of 2023 to do. Maybe it depends on how bad the economy gets. But I think that what they were planning to do is having a soft landing. I don't think we're going to have a soft landing anymore. I think we might have a more harder landing. I think we might go from a pretty bad recession to really bad. Can it get as bad as it did in 2018? In terms of the real estate market, no, I don't think the real estate market's going to go down that bad. That just freaking was crazy. But I do believe that we might see a big downturn in real estate this year. I think we just seeing the beginning right now. I think maybe 2024 will be interesting for real estate if you want to get into that. I'm no expert. Remember, I'm no financial advisor. I'm just assuming things. I cannot predict the future. Nobody really can predict the future. But I'm just what I'm seeing, right? I think we might see this year, the rest of this year will be a pretty good opportunity to buy stocks. And I think 2024-ish, all of 2024 might be an interesting time to start getting into real estate if you haven't already, or if you're trying to build up your real estate portfolio. I might get into real estate. If I ever do, I'll probably record it if you guys are interested in that. Like I said, the main babies I'm interested in is these 3 right here: Amazon, Meta, Tesla. I'm gonna not really buy so much of these unprofitable ones, even though I think that for the small caps, they're pretty much like the major drops in the small caps, unprofitable companies, revenue growth stories, those kind of companies. Those babies are pretty much, I think the prices have been dropped so much that obviously they could drop more, but I think that the big caps, the big ones, all the ones in the Dow 30, those ones are the ones that are going to drop. And those babies have such a big weight because they are valued so high. They're valued in the hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap compared to the ones that I'm owning right now, like Neo or Corsair, Palantir. Those babies under $50 billion market caps. Like those other ones, like those are worth so much more that when those babies drop, the market will start seeing a big pain. And obviously, with those big babies dropping hard, I think they will bring down the small caps just because they have weighed down the market so much. But other than that, I don't really think that the small caps will drop so much. I mean, they already dropped so much that, I mean, what can happen? ChargePoint go down to $7, maybe $6, $5, whatever, right? But the big caps, like, can we see Tesla? Even Tesla has dropped so much. Can we see Tesla in the 120 range? Possibly. I mean, it's a auto manufacturer, and of course, when there's a recession, those cars will not sell no matter what kind of freaking car it is. If people don't have money, they will not, especially not buy a brand new car. They will not do that. Meta already dropped so much. Can we see Meta go back to where it was before? I mean, honestly, yeah, we can. Because we might see advertisers go down even more, with the less than what they already have. I mean, we've seen it Meta down in the 80s. I think even right now it's still a really good buying opportunity. I mean, we've seen it from $88 to 120. That's already a pretty big jump. But even at these prices, I still think that this is such a good time to buy. I would love to have a couple $1,000s worth of Meta. Amazon. Oh, let me just click Amazon. Oops. Amazon right here, $92. Even this one, like, can we see this under $80? Maybe under, closer to the in the 70s, lower than 70. Maybe even look at the PE on this one. If this is correct, 83. This baby can drop a hell of a lot more. A hell of a lot more. I mean, compared to Tesla, even Tesla is considered more cheaper than Amazon, and I think Tesla is growing a hell of a lot more than Amazon, a hell of a lot faster than Amazon. So we might see Amazon go crashing hard, honestly. But of course, Tesla with the Elon Musk drama, you don't know what's going on with that guy right now. Everyone loved him before. Now he's considered a villain. Of course, interested in Google and Microsoft, and if Apple ever does decide to freaking start going down, we might be a purchaser of Apple. Can never go wrong with Apple. Apple $100. I would love to see it. Would love to see Apple under $100. I mean, I don't know. I mean, will it grow? Could it even grow next year? Maybe, probably a little bit. Most likely, I see a decline. PE ratio, I think it should be way lower than what it is right now, especially if there's no growth. Should be in around the 14, under 14 PE. So this baby could go down under 100 if people really start seeing a big decline in it, in that. But that's just me assuming stuff. Remember, I'm no financial advisor. But yeah, I'm also, like, obviously I have my potential opportunity. Airbnb, more of a spec. I mean, Airbnb could be one of those freaking things one of those companies that can make so much money because their margins could be so high. They really don't need to spend much money on anything. Well, I'm interested in, of course, the microchip companies, AMD, Nvidia, spec plays Fubo with the World Cup going on. I mean, 240. Ooh, I actually might just buy 100 shares of this, a couple hundred shares of this, just cause. But like I said, I have to stop buying so much money, so I had to stop putting so much of my money into the spec plays, right? I had to buy more profitable companies, because those are the ones that will do better than those spec plays, because those spec plays, you don't know if they could survive or not. But yeah, that's a little quick update, or actually probably a lot, not really a quick one anymore, but that's a quick update on the portfolio. Still down a hell of a lot, 60%. We need to keep depositing and keep buying to bring that up, or bring that percentage down to under the 50s. Hopefully we can get it under 40s and get our money back as fast as possible. The more that we deposit and the more we buy at the lower prices, and whenever that bounce back happens, whether that be middle of 2023, end of 2023, or 2024, we'll be ready for that. The longer it lasts, I think, for my specific where I am right now in life, I don't really care if it lasts all of next year and even all of 2024. The longer it lasts for me, the more money I can put in, which will help out the portfolio, which will help me out with how much money I'll be able to make in my lifetime. But yeah, thanks for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.